Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if...
Good morning and happy Monday, everyone. So today I am on part 2 of the new year, new you, new way of thinking, new way of being. I hope you're following along as we build up to the new year into 2022, and looking at different ways of moving in the world personally. I wanted to talk about different things we can do to change the way we view ourselves and we view the world and different healing modalities. I hope some of you took some time to watch some of the videos by Dr. Gabor Mate. I think he has a lot of interesting things to offer up. I know that it seems like a lot of what he is talking about is in relation to drug addiction. But really what he's talking about is about a core trauma that informs everything that happens to all of us. And it is that core trauma that informs and it has to do with our psychological health, our physical health, everything, the way we relate to each other, the way we relate to ourselves primarily, which informs how we relate to each other. So I wanted to share with you something that he shared. I don't know if you watched one of the videos where he quoted it as one of his favorite quotes, and it's now become one of my favorite quotes. I've shared it in other videos. For years, one of my favorite quotes was by Rumi. It's a poem, actually, called The Guest House. And I kept it on my refrigerator for years, and now this is replacing that because this really, really speaks to me. So I'm going to share this with you. It's by A.H. Almas, and it says, "Your conflicts, all the difficult things, their problematic situations in your life are not chance or haphazard. They're actually yours. They are specifically yours, designed specifically for you by a part of you that loves you more than anything else. The part of you that loves you more than anything else has created roadblocks to lead you to yourself. You are not going to go in the right direction unless there is something pricking you in the side, telling you, look here, this way. That part of you that loves you so much it doesn't want you to lose the chance. It will go to the extreme measures to wake you up. It will make you suffer greatly if you don't listen. What else can it do? That's its purpose." That goes along with that reframing, that idea of reframing that things are not happening to us, they're happening for us, you know? So this is kind of along the lines of doing a thought experiment in our lives. What if we decided that everything that is going on in our lives right now, we are not victims of, that these things are happening for us. They're teaching us lessons. They're actually gifts. They are there so that we can progress further on the path. That they are lessons for us to garner more information. They're there to give us information. They're there for our growth. even when it comes to physical health issues, whatever it is, like it is there for us to explore deeper what has happened to us to create all of these things and to look into it. And I'm not saying you have to do this, but if you're willing to explore that with me, right on, let's do that. Let's explore to give up the victimhood of whatever's going on and say, I'm willing to look at that these things are not happening to me, but they're happening for me. They're happening as a gift from the universe so that I can expand, and I can look at myself with compassion and through the eyes of love, and I'm willing to look deeper into what is this teaching me? What is the teaching here? What do I need to learn? Also, as far as healing beyond some of those things, today I'm going to put some modalities, the emotional freedom technique tapping modality. I'm going to put a video in the description on how to practice the emotional freedom technique, how to tap. And then I highly recommend that you do, if you're interested, more research on all the ways that tapping can benefit you, because tapping not only benefits dealing with trauma and anxiety, but it can benefit you from any kind of physical ailments, emotional ailments, trauma, all the way across the board. Because what it does also is rewire your neural pathways. It works on the same principle as, because it touches all the meridians, and this video will explain that, kind of like, there goes my brain, of course, kind of like acupuncture. It works on the meridians. You're tapping into the meridians in your body, but you're also reinforcing it with positive thought. And so you're rewiring those neural pathways as you're doing it. And, our brains are incredibly elastic, and you can rewire it. You can rewire our brains. I took some courses on neuroplasticity, and it's fascinating that we have the ability to heal those pathways in our brains, especially when in relationship to trauma events and things like that, which is why EMDR is such a great modality, why EFT is a great modality, the tapping technique. And so I'm going to link to that. I think sometimes we get really focused on the trauma itself and get stuck in this mode of well, how do I deal with, the abusers in my life? How do I deal with the abuse, this and that? I want to focus more on how do I deal with healing? How do I deal with looking at loving myself enough to take care of me? What does self-care look like? And how do I entertain the thought that I can become a whole person? That's my choice. And I'm hoping that you'll come along on this journey with me of looking at wellness and thriving, not just merely surviving. I personally have a tendency, when it comes to my own trauma and my own dramas in my life, of being real disassociative and kind of checking out from them. And I've spent many years of my life learning how not to do that, how to really start taking them out, unpacking them, and looking at each instance of things that have happened to me so that I can get the lesson from them and then move on beyond the pain and beyond the situation. And I'm hoping that all of you will learn to do that too, so that I can learn to experience happiness and joy and compassion towards myself, and then be able to experience joy and happiness and compassion with all of you again, and non-judgment, which is really, really important, that we not judge ourselves in the process. And remember that whatever happened to us as children, as young adults, all those things were not our fault. You know, they happened to us. We didn't have anything to do with that. It was decisions made, things that were going on. Sometimes they weren't even decisions made. It was just a course of something that happened. And so that was not our fault. We just happened to be there. And these things happened, and they happened to teach us a lesson. So what is the lesson? What is the gift? You know, and I've talked about that before. Always look for what the gift is. Always look for what the lesson is, because we do have gifts and lessons in every experience we've ever had. And I know sometimes that's really hard to hear when we're talking about things like CSA or R or severe CA, you know, of which I have experienced all of that. But I can tell you that as the years have gone by, when I look back at my past, I realized that all of those things created the woman I am today, and have opened up that part of me that is incredibly empathetic, and that part of me that lacks judgment about other people, and that has empathy for everyone else and compassion. And I'm able to see through a lens that understands on a much deeper level that everyone is suffering. On some level, every human being is suffering. And so when I meet people that are acting out, I understand that it isn't about me, but it's about their own suffering. And so sometimes it's easier for me to disassociate. Not always. Not always is it easier for me to say, oh, that's not about me, because I still have a bit of ego, and I still get hurt by people's behavior. But when I step away from it, I can remind myself that that really wasn't about me. That was really about their own suffering, and that they're acting out their own stuff. And it's really important to do that. So today, I really want us to focus on finding the gift, learning to do these little things that help us rewire our brains a little bit, rewire how we're dealing with anxiety that comes up while we're doing that, rewire trauma triggers as we're thinking about things in our lives. Especially during this time of year, during the holidays, there's always tons of things that we're all feeling big emotions about. I know for me personally right now, like I said, I'm going through this thing with my father. I just got a call about my cousin being ill. So, we all have things that we're going through. And so it's really important that we learn to have these skills, these tools in our toolbox that help us deal with each of these things as we go along. What are we going to do to help us cope through all of life's little things that it keeps throwing at us, aside from the other important thing, which is human connection. How are we reaching out and connecting with one another? That's really, really important. We need to connect. We need to find the people in our lives that we love and we trust and we can connect with, because human connection is so important. And we live in a society where we're getting less and less human connection in the ways that we need to really connect, deeper level connection. Find someone you trust. Find someone that you can be wholly yourself with. That's really, really important. The other thing I want to do is I want to start incorporating again some readings for you guys. Remember, I am taking and scheduling happily personal readings. And remember, they don't cost anything. So drop me an email. They're always in my description. And I'm happy to do that for you. If you're wanting to have some personal readings, please let me know. If you're wanting some personal guidance, drop me an email. I'm happy to discuss and connect with you that way. I can always send you a link to the private Discord, and we can have private conversations on Discord through direct messages and talk about whatever it is you need. So if you're needing connection, that's a way to do it. If you don't have anyone else, please let me know. I'm happy to be that person for you. And nothing said to me ever leaves me. I promise you that. I'm definitely the Fort Knox of information. That is my promise to you, 100%. That is my promise. But so today I want to pull a couple of Archangel cards for you. Let's see what the Archangels have to say, because I think that's a good way to end today's video. And let's see what the Archangels want you to know for the group, for the collective. What do the Archangels want for the collective to know? Oop, that's a lot, too many. What does the Archangels want the collective to know today? What are the Archangels saying? What do the Archangels want the collective to know today? There's one. What do the Archangels have to say to the collective? Any more than just one? What do the Archangels have to say to the collective today? Anything else besides just one? Archangels, do you have any messages for the collective? Just the one? Give it a couple more shuffles. Oops. Let's give it a couple more shuffles and see. Look, there's one right here. Okay. So the first one I got was victory. That's a great one to have. Archangel Sandalphon says, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. That's a beautiful one. Victory. Yes. And that's another good thing to kind of end on too. Never, ever underestimate the power of prayer. I'm a really, really big believer in the power of prayer. When in doubt, pray. And I love this one. I love the imagery on this one so much. Spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel says, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I love it. This is the flower of life that he is holding. And look at, there's the dove of peace above it. It's so beautiful. So, on that note, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you are new and you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching today's video. Please give it a thumbs up. Interaction's really important. Your comments. I need to hear what you think of this series, what you think of these videos, how I can make them better, how I can serve you best. Let me know in general what really would do best for you, what's going to make you feel good about what's going on here. So let me know. I love you all. Remember, you are created in the divine image. You are worthy of all the best things in the world. And go out today, spread some kindness. You are precious, precious gems made to shine brightly. I love you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye.